Sorry I didn't make it yesterday. I've started a series I'm trying to do every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at noon. But of course, forgive me, sometimes things are going to screw up and I'm not going to be able to make it exactly on time like I would hope to, just like today. I'm in the middle of doing things and I have people coming up. And the petition to release all cannabis prisoners is just a little bit more important than doing these story times. Normally I do a story from the past, but I'm going to do one about yesterday. Yesterday, right here in Topeka, Kansas, in Walgreens, a block down from the state capitol, a person we call Karen, that you can find her videos on YouTube, PEA 9563 or something like that. Of course, she's taken them down. Anyhow, she's been making all kind of threats and saying I have a record for child abuse, all kinds of stuff on my social media the last couple of days, making videos and stuff. Well, actually for over a week, maybe 2 weeks. Well, she said that he's going to come by and show me my record. And she did come by, and it's not a record. It's part of our divorce decree between me and Jenny Stevens. It says that they donated some money out of the divorce fees that you pay to a child abuse center. It says they paid some fees to a domestic violence program and stuff. Duh. That don't say I'm charged with that. My divorce helped give them money. Everybody that files a divorce in Ohio, evidently, some of their money gets divvied up to these other programs, which is great. You know, that's great. But it's not an arrest report or nothing. I've never been arrested for child abuse. And you know, her idiot friends are still posting right now that, yeah, they proved it. And no, they didn't. They served me a divorce decree. It even says divorce. It even says I have no children or nothing. Well, anyhow, she throws this at me, and I've been wanting to know who she was because she's been terrorizing me on the internet, stalking me on the internet and stuff, and making lies. If that happened to you, you'd want to find out who that person was, right? Hey, she showed up here. I didn't go to her. She was on my social media, found out where I was parked, decided to do something stupid, real stupid. I go over to Walgreens. Evidently, she was watching. And when I come out of Walgreens, she was right there coming around the corner, not where her car was parked, but the opposite corner here and all. Evidently stalking, waiting for me to come out. And she says, here you go. And she tosses this bag right here to me. Here's your proof. Well, I turned my camera on immediately because I wanted to know who this person is. And I'm like, oh, Karen, come on, Karen. I've always told her from the beginning, you tell me your name, I'll call you by your name. But she, to this day, still refused to tell me her name. Anyhow, I'm following her behind Walgreens. I'm hoping she's parked somewhere close. She goes around Walgreens, and there's a credit union bank there at 1010, whatever street it is. And I heard that upstairs is Blue Cross and Blue Shield. Now, she's told us before that she worked for the state, so I was hoping that was work, and I could go in and find out who she was. Well, she goes in the building. I don't enter the building. I open the door, and I'm still like, Karen, are you going to tell your name? Blah, blah, blah. She's punching the elevator button, trying to get it to come. It won't come. It won't come. She comes barreling at me, gets really close to my face, calls me something, pushes me aside with her tits. I back up, of course. That was about gross. She goes on out the door. And I'm still following her. You going to tell us your name, Karen? Whatnot? And I'm 10, 15 feet back. I'm not there to accossinate her or anything like that at all. Oh, hey, Frankie, I'm going to do a live on Facebook right after this. You won't believe. Well, maybe I'll even cover it here. You'll hear it twice. Today's the episode. So anyhow, she comes out of the bank building and over here and stands in the corner of the Walgreens here. Not Walmart, Walgreens. And she's on the phone with someone. Yeah, I served him paper. Yeah. Call the police. Call the police. He's not, and I call. And you hear me on the video saying, yeah, call the police. I want to know your name. Yes, please call the police. I'll wait right here. Let's call the police. Of course, she's not going to do that. So from there, she goes walking through the parking lot, and I follow her. And she goes to a silver car. And I'm like, oh, shit, that's the mistake I've been waiting for. Because now I got her associated with a car and a license plate that the police could investigate if they wanted to. if they wanted to. Okay. I video the back as she's getting in the car because she has to back up. She cannot go forward. There's a sidewalk. Sure enough, as I'm coming around the car, she starts to back up. Now the car's backing up, facing me and whatnot. She slams it in the forward and tries her best to run me over. I actually jump up and end up on the hood and stuff. And you see the camera and everything. You can actually, the one officer later in the day said that's assault. He also made his mistake that it could be hit and run. But let me go back a little bit here. Okay, this just happens, and I'm on a live, and it's all went on Facebook Live, and I'm telling people, hey, she's trying to hit me, da-da-da. I got to call the police. I call the police. Okay. I'm used to normal cities, normal people and stuff. I'm not used to every city having their stupidity of doing things. I'm calling dispatch, and, she says, what's the, and I said, lady just tried to run me over in the parking lot here at Walgreens and whatnot. And she says, well, what kind of vehicle, whatnot? Ma'am, I got it on video. She said, sir, I need to know what kind of vehicle it is and stuff so I can dispatch an officer. Maybe he could spot it while you're talking to the other officer, because I told her that she took off and run. Oh, but not in Topeka, Kansas. No. If it's not a traffic accident, 2 cars hitting, the Police Oversight Commission explained to me that's not hit and run. Boy, ain't that retarded. To me, that's retarded. Someone hits you with a vehicle and stuff and takes off and not here for the talk about nothing. That is not hit and run in Topeka. And in Topeka, hit and run is a misdemeanor, not a felony in the city. Now, if you look up on the state guidelines and stuff, it's a felony. But city of Topeka, no, that's just a misdemeanor. Anyhow, it even gets worse than that. So she's telling me, well, I need that information so other officers can, maybe see the car, which makes perfect sense. And that's what I expected her to say. But I'm like, ma'am, I can't tell you it's on my video and I'm on my phone. As soon as you send an officer, I can give him that information. Her next thing was, have you been drinking or doing drugs? I'm trying to report a hit and run driver. Almost get ran over, whether I'm dead or not. Almost got ran over. Who knows if she's going to kill me or not? She hit me with her vehicle. But I lost my train of thought there. Oh, okay. The dispatch and her asking me about the description. So she asked me if I was on drugs or alcohol, and I'm like, is that being an idiot? What? Sir, I asked everybody that question. I didn't know that. It would make more sense to me that she would have asked, did you notice if that driver was maybe under the influence of alcohol or any type of drugs? Because she just tried to run a person over. Okay. I would try and get that information first, because like she said, that information is very important first. Oh, no. She wanted to know if I was. The one in the office that's here at the accident scene, and the cops are actually coming to talk to. Somebody fleeing off in a vehicle that could be drunk or under drugs comes second. Oh, never mind. It never came at all, because there's a phone call. And she lied, and she's a liar. Later on, when I called her and talked to her again, I said, ma'am, why didn't you ask me if the driver? She said, Sarah, you didn't give me a chance. Bullshit. Plain bullshit. She went on to something else after that, and then she hung up on me at the end of the call. It wasn't I didn't give her a chance. She didn't give me a chance, and she didn't ask that question. And I'll tell her she's a liar to her face. I've got to call to prove it. Or, oh, no, never mind. That one, the first one, I don't have to call to prove it. But the second one, I do have a recording of her telling me the second statement that she was going to ask me that, but I didn't let her. Why would I hang up on 911? I thought that's illegal, and they just call you back. There's my proof right there. I did not hang up on them. I would never hang up on 911. And if you hang up on 911, I always thought that was a crime. And I do know one thing: they call you right back. They never call me back. Phone records are proven, so I can prove pretty much everything I say. Nevertheless, she never asked me if I was driving a vehicle myself, year, make, model, or anything. What are you wearing? How are the officers are going to know you? You know, I could have said pot shirt, shorts, pot hat, whatever. But she never once asked me my description or nothing. She hung up on me. An officer would be dispatched, whatever, and she hung up on me. Okay. And I'm thinking, well, shit, how does that officer know? You know, he knows to come to Walgreens. And so I'm talking to my people, and I see the officer pull up, and I'm like, yo, officer, me. Now, dispatch explained how important it was to get that out on the radio, which made perfect sense. You know, maybe an officer's not on a call or something, or he's on a bullshit call, and he sees a car go by that has just been involved in a hit and run, lights them up, pulls them over, can see if they're on drugs or alcohol, can actually test their hood and see if my fingerprints are dent or anything's on that hood. Not this officer. He didn't give two shits in hell. He pulled up. I immediately go to show him that video, just like I told dispatch I would as soon as he got here. He paid no attention to it whatsoever. None. And he says, you got an ID? Yeah, I got an ID. Of course, I told dispatch what my name was and all. They know my name. They knew it from dispatch. But when I handed him my ID and he said, it says 420 Jim, I think that's when he just said to himself, he didn't give two shits in hell. This is my own opinion. But check it out. He wants to know my information. Before any of the car, the person that hit me, the person that's not here, the person that's driving around and other cops could be looking for. But you know what the Police Oversight Commission told me today? Oh, we've got so many people and so few officers. If they had put that on a broadcast, nothing would have happened anyway. Chances of them seeing it, that sounds retarded. That don't even make no damn sense. But I've got it recorded. Yeah, their Police Standard Commission here is trying to make excuses. Police, and the police is so freaking retarded. And people will always be mad and say defund the police until they quit policing themselves. And you put regular people that review and are in charge of them and all. But here's a cop taking a report against a cop. No wonder nothing will ever happen to this. He's the one that told me it's not a hit and run. Hell, half the people on my social media tell me it's a hit and run. It's not even assault with a deadly weapon or nothing, according to this officer. Right now, they don't even know a crime was committed, he's basically saying. I'm thinking, wow. He said, yeah, if it's an assault, then you go to the detectives, and if they can figure out that it's an assault and what her excuse is and everything, they go from there. How the hell could they be an excuse? Putting a car, being in reverse, putting a car forward and coming and running, trying to run somebody over. How is there an excuse for that? I would not know. Okay. And I just don't know why that dispatcher said it would be, give her that information so she could have cops looking for that car while I'm talking to this other one. You know what they said about that? Well, that's a county employee and we're city, and what they do and what we do are two different things. So remember this, especially in Topeka. If a dispatcher tells you they need that information to put it out, they're bullshitting you. They're just flat ass bullshitting you. According to the cops, according to the Police Oversight, the Standard Commission, they're flat out bullshitting you. He said it might have went on a computer and whatnot, but it wouldn't be out for other officers to see and whatnot. And it's not like they're just going to go around looking. You got an address to that tag and you won't send an officer over to go see if that car's in the driveway? To see if they might be under the influence of something? In a normal situation, yeah, but because I call him an idiot cop, didn't do his job at all. They're treating it like nothing happened. Getting back to it. Okay, he didn't want the car information, her information, none of that. He didn't want to see skid marks. He didn't want to see where it took place or nothing. He wanted my ID. And then he starts asking them, well, what's this all about? How did it start? And I'm thinking, damn, when are you going to get to the information about her and call it in? Because he definitely ain't going to do nothing. Maybe another officer will. And he says, sir, you going to answer my questions? I'm doing that. Okay, look, let's do it your way. What can you do? I did ask for a sergeant, and I was told no. Absolutely no. If I want a sergeant, go down to the police station and talk to one. I don't care what department that is in the world. I don't care if it's their policy. That's okay. That needs to be changed. That needs to be changed. Because what happened afterwards, a lieutenant or someone that's been on the force and has some brains wouldn't have done like him. Okay? I tell him this story. Look, I go to the store, I come out, she ambushes me, throws some papers at me. What papers? What? Why do you care about these papers? Told you, she threw me a bag with some papers in it. I would think it'd be more important that somebody tried to run me over in the parking lot and stuff. He didn't go look at Walmart's security cameras, didn't look at mine, didn't look at the bank, didn't look at the agent, nothing. Want to know about this bag. And I'm trying to tell him, look, I've got this idiot troll that's been trolling me and making bad statements, saying I'm a child molester or child abuser and all kinds of stuff on the internet. And she supposedly had proof and threatened on the internet. She's going to come by and prove it to me. This lady walks up, throws this at me. And if you watch the video, I'm falling around. I found out who it is. And he says, can I see the bag? And I'm like, no. He said, why not? And I said, I want to look in it first. I have no idea if there's fentanyl on an envelope, a paper, or anything else. And all the people I tell this story to, they said, yeah, that's true. Now, if this happened to have fentanyl on that, and the officer looked at it and died, is that my fault, her fault, or both of our faults? See, a sergeant or a lieutenant would have never said, can I see that? When I said no until I see it first, what would have been the harm of saying, okay, go open it, look at it, and bring it over so I can see it? Or, sir, do you mind opening it in front of me? Why the hell did he want to look in here so bad without me knowing what's in here? I don't know if there's, here's a lady tried to kill me in the car. What say she didn't put fentanyl on that glue or anything like that? You know what the Police Oversight Commission tells me? Chances of that happening and whatnot, yeah, that's nil compared to stupid, if you ask me. Real stupid. And I know damn well any policeman with proper training would have said, sure, why don't you open it in front of me? Sure, why don't you take a glance and let me see it afterwards? You know what he does? He grabs his vest and says, you're impeding my investigation. Gets in his car and drives off. Tells me I need to go down there to make a report. They want me to leave a damn crime scene that's got skid marks and stuff to go down there and make a report. It took 3 to 4 hours calling the mayor's office, calling the police, the chief's department, everything else. And finally, Sergeant Burns comes up. Really nice and all. Had another officer. Soon as I showed, they didn't, of course they knew my name by now. I'm proud to tell you who I am. So I can see where they didn't want to ask my name. First thing they wanted to know is, where's this video and stuff? Why? So they could get the license plate tag and all that and find out who she is. Now, of course, the idiot cop, which I call him an idiot, has enabled this lady to drive around drunk or high. We don't know whether she was or not. Just as much chance she was as not because of what she done. He enabled her to drive around where no cop could go look for her or nothing, even if they wanted to, because he didn't take none of the damn information. All the times I called down to the police station, they didn't take none of the information. None of it. That's when I made that call to the dispatch, and she said, well, somebody will come and talk to you. I wait. Someone on social media says, hey, I just called and talked to them and told them, that I was watching it on your line and whatnot. And they said, basically, don't worry about it and that no one's coming to talk to him. He has to come here. They don't even have the courtesy, the dispatcher didn't even have the courtesy to call me after telling me she's going to send somebody. Don't have the courtesy to call me and say, look, Mr. Ford, the sergeant made a decision. No one's coming. Instead, they want to leave me out in 100 and some degree heat, waiting on an officer that's never going to show up. How retarded is that? To me, that's flat out retarded, especially at 101 degrees. I'm glad you told me that. Who made that idiot decision? What? I said, who made that idiot decision? Oh, it would be Sergeant Burns, as in I got burnt. Thank you. They let me talk to a watch commander. The watch commander ain't worth the paper that his things wrote on. He really ain't. And I forget what he said, but I've got it all. I've got all this stuff on recordings. And anyhow, he just blew me the hell off. Kind of like the police oversight. Really good guy, talked a long, long time, talked about all kinds of things, but when it came to the cop doing wrong, pretty much, well, I don't see it this way. I don't just, and I already know they ain't going to do a damn thing about that cop. Not a damn thing. But that's why people scream to fund the police. That's why everybody I meet Topeka say, all the cops are bad. They proved it. They proved it. Okay. And finally, I get a call from the city. And it's Sergeant Burns. And he says, well, my officer said this and this and this and this and this. And I'm like, well, hang on. This is what happened. And it all went out on video, which the dispatcher told me that they watched the video. And when I apologized for calling her an idiot, she said, I heard you take it back. So I know she watched the videos. Yeah. So they know, and they watched that video. Anyhow, after the sergeant contacted me, he said, and I told him what happened. He knows I told him exactly as that video stated. He knows I'm in the right. He says, Mr. Ford, me and another officer come down there and talk to you. And I'm like, you are. And I took him for his word. Of course, I was told by dispatch someone was going to, and they flat out lied to me. They changed their mind, didn't call me back. But I believe the sergeant. And sure enough, within about 8 to 10 minutes, him and another officer shows up. Now, see, the police oversight I talked to, they say, oh, they're so damn busy in town, whatnot. What? My gosh. A sergeant, 2 other cops show up on this. Gee, they must not have been busy at that moment. I mean, you see how they work things to try and be in their favor. And it just makes them look foolish, okay? They didn't take it serious that I was by hit and run. Now, when these officers pulled up, of course, the sergeant just kind of held in the background, which I really appreciate him showing up. He left it up to the other officer. I can't think of his name right now. It's on this piece of paper. I want to say Penny or something like that might be his last name. I don't want to say it, be wrong. But anyhow, I showed him the video. As soon as he pulled up, he wanted to see the video. And I showed him. And I said, if that ain't assault, I'll kiss both of your butts. And he said, oh, yeah, that's assault. Got that on video. Hey, can we see the skid marks and stuff? Wow. See, they watched my video. Walked them over and they took pictures of the skid marks. And yeah, because that dispatcher told me, we don't need to send an officer. We got your video. That's when she said they watched the video. But they did. They went over there. They looked at the skid marks and stuff. They go over into Walgreens and review their footage. And they see me and her walking and whatnot, but it did not see the actual contact of the car on me. But they actually went in there and asked, the other cop didn't care about nothing but my name and this. And because I wouldn't bow down to him and say, oh, hey, what? He drove off. What kind of an idiot cop would do that? If he can't do his job, he should at least call the sergeant or send another cop down. But to say you're impeding my investigation, leave. That should be wrong in anybody's book. Anybody's book. We pay for them. We pay as citizens for them to do their job. Not say, you ain't answering my questions as I asked, I'm going to leave. No, That's totally wrong, and I don't care what anybody says. That's totally wrong. They also tell me we have to subpoena the tapes from the bank. There's surveillance cameras over there that might caught everything. We need to subpoena the tape from the ATM directly across from where she hit me. Will they do it? I don't think they're going to subpoena a damn thing. They have the ability to do it. They should have probably already done it. Don't know how long they hold their tapes. But at least these cops come and did what I think is an investigation and stuff. But after talking to police oversight today, I don't think they did a damn thing except come down and keep me from calling the mayor's office and stuff. They got a long, hard fight ahead of them. A long, hard fight. To tell me somebody can deliberately come after you with a car and that's not and take off is not a and hit me and not make him. You know what he says? Well, it don't sound like she really hurt you. Okay, you get hit by a damn car and tell me it don't hurt. Now, just because she didn't break no organs or my legs or nothing, it's because I was smart enough and she come flooring it toward you and the tires screeching to jump up. Had I not done that, I'd been seriously hurt. But because I won't play the victim like I'm going to collect insurance and stuff and tell the truth and all, he says, well, that's not even a traffic accident. And hit and runs are misdemeanors. Well, what my friends looked up and showed me, hit and runs are felonies. But who's to say? Okay. But definitely assault with an aggravated weapon and all. Now, according to this police oversight thing, really nothing's going to happen. And the detectives can even decide whether they want to prosecute her. She may have she may have some excuse for doing what she did. I can't wait to publicize this phone call between me and the oversight guy. I really can't because it is so retarded. Okay. And all he did was try and glorify this officer and stuff. But anyway, the reports finally got made yesterday. I got a case number. It can take up to 5 days to get any information. Meanwhile, I'm trying to file a protective order in case this idiot comes or nothing. I can't file one. The police department refused to give me her name. The Oversight Commission said, even if we had her name, we can't tell you. Isn't that some bullshit? Isn't that some bullshit? I can't go to the court. I asked them, can I give you the case number? And file? Nope, you've got to have the person's name. And this police department absolutely refuses to give me her name. I got to wait 5 to 9 days or whatever to get a police report. And then maybe I'll get the name. I don't know. Do they black it out? Whatever. What the hell are they protecting this lady for? Is what I want to know. Maybe we'll find out in the end. But it went from hit to run to, it's not a hit and run. According to that officer, he even said, I said, isn't that a hit and run? And that officer said yes. But I guess the police oversight committee knows better than these officers do. I don't know. But that's why police is retarded.
What's up?
How you doing?
Petition? I don't.
You just point your phone at the QR. Yeah, if you point your camera at the QR there, it takes you directly to the petition.
Okay.
And if you don't have your phone on you, take one of these with you and do it at your house.
Thank you so much, Jim.
Not a problem. That's my last name.
Is it?
Yeah.
I walked by yesterday and we talked for a little bit. But
Yeah, I didn't tell you my first name's for?
No.
Oh, yeah.
420, right?
No, 420 Jim.
Oh, look. Oh, man.
That's your name?
That's a legal driver's license. And because that's my name, I had an asinine cop over here. Almost got killed in this parking lot. Lady come run. You can see the skid marks. She was going backwards. Then she came forward and throws me up on the hood. And that idiot cop, when he got here, the dispatch said, I said, send a cop up. See the video. She said, well, we need it so we can get officers looking for that car.
Yeah.
When he gets here, he wants to know my name and this, that, wants to know this, that, and the other. And I'm thinking, I showed him video. He never once asked a year, make, model, or put it out on the thing.
Yeah.
You know what?
Because they know you're not doing that.
No, you know what? If it don't involve two cars, it's not a hit and run.
Yep.
How retarded is that?
But they hit you.
They hit me and they took off. How is that not a hit and run? According to the Police Oversight Commission, the police, yeah, that's not hit and run. And hit and run's a misdemeanor in Topeka. According to the state statute, or the state statutes and stuff, the state It's a felony.
You should have said assault.
I should have said what?
Assault.
Oh, it was assault with a deadly weapon. He said, well, it's either going to go to detectives as assault, which I don't, she could have an excuse or something. What the hell is going on? This cop, she could have been drunk or on pills. Dispatch asked me if I was, not if she was not. This cop disabled the investigation for, almost 4 hours. It took me almost 4 hours to get a commander and stuff to come down here at the scene of the crime. As soon as they came, they looked at the video. They said that was assault. They wanted to take pictures of the skid marks. They took video from Walgreens. They said they're going to... They did what was right. But that first idiot cop, man, he needs fired. He does.
Yep.
According to them, they ain't going to do nothing about him. And that wasn't a hit and run. It'd either go to hit and run division and traffic, or you go to Texas as assault. But both of them probably are misdemeanors, and depending on why she done it as to whether she'll be charged. Well, you got some retarded laws here in Topeka, can't
Yes, we do.
retarded. Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that. Hey, why don't y'all tag the motorhome if you like? Y'all can write anything on it you like? You can too. Take a picture where you tag. Anytime somebody makes a donation, I let them tag the motorhome. Anyhow, YouTube, that's the end of my short today. Catch me tomorrow. I'll do one. I only did today's because I missed yesterday's. And for those who don't know, let me show you. I am 420 Jim. I drive and own the Cannabis 2.4. I travel the United States of America fighting for everyone's rights to cannabis and hemp. Everybody's record destroyed. And to get all of our cannabis prisoners out of jail, scan that right there. It'll take you to the petition. You know why this petition won't work? Because your name's not on it. Facebook is here. YouTube is here. Peace out, everybody. I'll see y'all tomorrow at another story time because I didn't do yesterday's. Good Lord willing, the creek don't rise.